Hello, I'm Dottie Berry coming to you from the Pacific Northwest of the United States in Blaine, Washington. I'm a part of the Presidential Leadership Council for a global community of entrepreneurs called 2Konnect. And what we do is we build one team one time, and we take that one downline, and via API integration, we align our one downline with multiple companies, creating MSI, multiple streams of income. I know that's a dream that many of us have had, and 2Konnect community is actually making that come true. Now, what I'm excited about today is that I have two guests on our Hangout who are going to blow you away with what they're going to share with you about the comp plan with Epic. Now, Epic is a tremendous global company that has great products. And when you take great products and you combine that with a really, really super comp plan, well, you've got a win-win combination. I like to say that I spend my time working to connect and to engage, to innovate, to collaborate, and leverage our unique collective talents globally to form synergistic partnerships. And I can't think of a better synergistic partnership than the one we are developing by our alignment with Epic. So it is my pleasure today to talk about this comp plan with them, because I just want to remind everybody, you must have two to connect. That's inherent in the name. And when you have your two personally sponsored people, then you can go and align with the multiple companies that we are bringing into our community. And when you do that, you're going to create income. Now, Epic's a great company and a great fit for us. Not only do they have great products, but the comp plan is basically a binary comp plan. Now, what does that mean for our 2Konnect community? Well, it means a lot of success is going to happen because we are a 2x2 to infinity matrix. Now, we are not a network marketing company ourselves. We are a marketing arm, and again, we are a community that licenses a technology that enables you to build your one team, one time, and align with multiple companies. So it's my pleasure today to introduce a couple of people. Brent Jensen is the co-founder and president of Epic. And then he's got with him today, who he's going to introduce a little further, is David Call, who is the Chief Strategy Officer. I love that. Love strategy. So I know he's going to share that with us on the comp plan. So without further ado, Brent, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Super. Hey, thank you, Dottie. Appreciate you letting us be on this hangout with you today. It's great to be here with you as well as the 2Konnect community. It's good to be in front of you all again today. We're excited about a lot of the growth that we're seeing coming from 2Konnect. We wanted to, as we're beginning this process, to make sure that everybody in the community was aware of Epic, about the compensation plan, as well as mainly the Epic story, who we are, what we're about. And there's no person better who can explain that to you than our Chief Strategy Officer, Mr. David Call. He's been in the industry 25 plus years, owned his own companies. He has been instrumental in starting numerous other companies and really been an icon in the industry. He's one of the true geniuses, at least Glenn and I truly believe he's one of the true geniuses in the industry. He's got a very, very keen and strong grasp on compensation plan, as well as how the industry should work and the direction it should go in the future. He's really a good visionary in the industry. So from that, I wanted to turn the time over to Dave to present to you a couple things on who we are, what we're about, and as well as a brief overview of the compensation plan. Dave, welcome, and I'll turn the time over to you.
Thanks, Brent. I'm going to go ahead and begin with the Epic story. I think you'll be very interested in what we have to show you today. So I'm going to pull in a presentation. It's easier to show you than to tell you, so I'm going to kind of do a combination here. So here, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
You're a good Chief Strategy Officer because you understand, Dave, that people are visual. That
Yeah,
is really so important.
I'm visual as well, and so I'm going to go ahead and click on this screen here.
Sometimes it goes to infinity. I think that's the 2Konnect matrix going there. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, what a great visual. Sometimes when you go to screen share and these things, that happens. So you'll just have to click on your actual PowerPoint,
okay.
and it should sort of correct that there. There you go. Excellent. But I loved how you made that matrix go crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
I was just seeing that 2 by 2 to infinity go nuts.
Well, we like to infinity. All right, as Brent mentioned, we'd like to share our epic story with you to begin with. And one of the things that we are really focused in on is innovations for the industry here. So I'm going to change the slide here. This little story, what we're calling is epic innovations. You know, it's a patent pending process. We think this is a big game changer. We want to share that with you because we think once you see what we're doing, you'll be excited because these are changes that have been in the works or needed to be done for the last 60, some 70 years. So to begin with, what we wanted you to know is that we are coming with a twofold solution. Now, as you notice, we have an illustration here, and what I'd like to do is kind of take you back to your college days when you took a design class. And in that design class, they use different illustrations to try to show you some obvious design flaws. So we're going to begin with that, and then we're going to kind of show you how that relates to the network marketing industry. Since most of you are experienced, this will all be making sense to you the minute you see it. So let's bring up an illustration that is used all the time. This illustration here, I really love it because it really helps the student take a look real quickly at an illustration, and the minute he sees it, there's an obvious design flaw, and so the students will notice the square wheels right off the bat. What the students don't notice, however, is the sentence underneath it. It says there's an obvious design, and obviously there's misspelling there. And a lot of times they'll just miss that. And the other thing that they miss, which we find is interesting, is the tires inside of the cart. I mean, these two individuals are pulling a cart with square wheels, and yet the solution to their problem is right there inside the cart. So we like to use that particular example to show you. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to overlay the MLM industry over this and show you what we've been up against since almost the beginning of the birth date of this industry. So we have the MLM cart. You notice the corporate's doing all it can to try to pull that cart. Leaders behind shoving and pushing, and of course they're both struggling. Now, this is what's interesting, is the solution to our industry's difficulties and design flaw are actually not outside this industry but right within it. That's the emphasis on the tires there. And actually these solutions have been there all along, we've just never taken advantage of them. And so what we wanted to do was to take advantage of the solutions that are there, but first we want to show you what the difficulties are. So I'm going to show you another illustration. I'm sure all of you have experienced the same thing that corporate and the leaders are here doing, but we're going to talk about the distributor here in a minute too. So here's another illustration that they use, which we thought was applicable to our presentation today. And you notice what we have here is you got these cavemen, they have these round wheels, and they're looking at this oddball guy over there who is trying to carve out a square wheel. And from a marketing perspective, we all know that square wheels are going to be really hard to sell. But this is exactly what we're up against in this industry. So if you take the network marketing industry on the left and traditional retailers on the right, you'll notice that on the right where it says traditional retailers, that the traditional way of moving products is through kind of a value market-driven product lines. We call these the round wheels. In other words, everybody expects value. They'll show up at a Walmart's or a Target because there's value there. The network marketing industry is not built on value market-driven products, but on what we call opportunity-driven products. And these are what we call the square wheels. Now they're square because they're not as easy as to sell as the round wheels. And they're square for a specific reason. And that's because if you take a product, and if you have to inflate it in order to pay out commissions, then that product isn't really its true retail value in a value market environment. It's more for a opportunity friendly environment. And so This is what we have basically been faced with since the beginning of this industry. We've been given square wheels to go out and retail. Now what is interesting is that we have actually built a $100 billion industry selling square wheels. Now if we can actually do that, imagine what we could do with round wheels. So now that we've seen what the corporate and the leaders are up against, let's take a look at the individual distributor, the business builder who's out there trying to make a go of it here. We have another illustration. It goes, dang, these square wheels are killing me. And not only are square wheels hard to sell, you'll see that little note under that. It says square wheels are hard to ride as well. And this really is the distributor experience. I put down the 1950 basic model. This is the model we inherited. But the fact of the matter is, sooner or later, it gets very, very rough and tough to build a business, and so you'll see the sales plummeting in a company. And so they have these peaks and lows, and they go up and down. And the reason for that is because square wheels are hard to ride and they're hard to sell. Now, I'd like to take a look at what the corporate response, normal response is to this situation. Now, to do that, I've stuck up an illustration to the right, and I wanted to emphasize the fact that we inherited this 1950 design flaw. Now, everybody who looks at that illustration can see what the problem is square wheels. But what do you do about that problem? Well, the industry is always saying, well, coming soon, new improved, we'll get it fixed. Now, take a look at how we fixed the problem. This is what we call our 2014 latest model. Now what's hilarious about this is the problem is never really fixed. We seem to focus on what we call accessories, like add a second seat. And if one company adds a second seat, then the other companies feel like, well, we got to add a second seat, but if we're going to compete, we better put a basket up front. The next thing you know, we start getting all sorts of accessories, maybe a backpack on the back, a little bicycle bell or a horn, or maybe somebody will put headlights on. And this is the way the industry has gone. And you get pretty cool looking bikes, but the problem is they're not really dealing with the real design flaw. They're just putting all these accessories on there and hoping that they can make your ride more enjoyable. Now, what do we mean by all these different accessories? Well, what we're talking about is what we call failed solutions. These are solutions that companies do every time the sales start to plummet. They get the marketing group together, they sit down, they scratch their heads, what are we going to do? One of the first things they come up with, well, let's come out with a new product line in order to excite everybody. And of course, that's not going to work. Change the comp plan, open a new country, acquire companies, or go get more funding, or just simply punt. As I mentioned, all these are just what we call the different accessories. They don't work long term, and yet we just keep coming up with more and more of them. So let's take a look here at the real solution. Now what we need is to design a new set of wheels for the industry. I mean, obviously that would be the solution. The question is, however, is just how do you go about doing that? So we're going to show you here. We at Epic Global have a twofold solution, and we want to really emphasize the fact that it's twofold. It's not a single solution, it's a twofold. What we are going to introduce to you, the innovations, is number one, is we're going to introduce a new retail model, and number two, we're going to introduce a new auto ship model. These are the new set of wheels that we're looking for to make this industry go so it's not so difficult for everybody. Now, the reason I took one of the wheels off here is I wanted to emphasize the fact that just getting a new retail model isn't good enough. It's an improvement, but at the same time, you're still going to be pushing that square wheel out front there. On the other hand, if we introduced a new auto ship model without a new retail model, the front wheel will be fine, but we'll be dragging the square wheel behind us. So what we're suggesting and what we're looking for is not a single solution, but a twofold solution, both a new retail model and a new auto ship model. And what we want to do is we want to walk through both of these models with you now to show you exactly what we mean by this twofold solution. So we're going to begin with a new retail model, and again we're emphasizing the fact that that's just the back tire. It's what's going to drive it from behind. So let's take a look at this, and this will be the first part of our solution. Again, if we emphasize what the square wheels are, take a look. You have the oversized overpriced products in order to maintain commission payout. The real value is down in that green area, but because we have to add commissions in there to pay our sales force, the product value is really inflated. And as a result of that, it really exasperates what we call the 3 R's of the direct sales industry. And you're all familiar with them. There's recruiting, retention, and retail sales. By exasperating, what we mean is that it makes recruiting very, very difficult. I mean, it's really hard to go out there and sell square wheels or to ride square wheels. The same thing with retention. It's even more difficult trying to keep people in the company with these overpriced products. And the same thing with retail sales. It's almost impossible to sell these inflated products to your family and friends, and that's why everybody's always talking about going to your cold market and staying away from your warm market. But my warm market's just your cold market, and your cold market's my warm market. So all we're doing is exchanging our problem with each other. What we need to do is fix the design flaw. The question is how do you go about doing it? So we're going to take a look at one of the solutions right now, the retail end of it. So solution number 1 is create a new retail model with 2 complementary environments. So let's talk about that for a second. Everyone in almost every company receives a self-replicated shopping cart. And in that shopping cart, what we want to do is we want to now divide it into 2 sections. Normally, you only have an auto ship side, and that's what every company already has in place. And we're going to refer to that as an opportunity-friendly environment, the auto ship section. On the left, that's the new innovation. We're going to add to that shopping cart a retail side, a new market-friendly environment. Now we're going to give you an example right off the bat here of how powerful this new model can be, and then we're going to show you how it will actually work in a retail store. You notice here we're taking an example here from Epic of our essential oils, and we're going to take these essential oils as sacred frankincense, a 15-millimeter bottle, and we're going to place it in both environments and show you as a company how we have to price these things in order to make them fit in each environment. We're going to start with the opportunity-friendly environment, the one you're all familiar with. So first of all, let's show you the power of this new pricing model. So at the top, you notice it's our auto ship opportunity-friendly environment, and the bottom will be our retail side. Now, when you're figuring out the cost and the pricing for a product in a network marketing environment, that's this top part. Watch what happens here. You'll notice we take this, and these are just pricings that are close to what's out there. If you take a look at the cost, and you'll notice the actual cost for that 15 millimeters of essential oils is $5.87. But by the time it goes wholesale to our distributors, it's $70. Well, why? Well, look in between. You'll notice that there's 60 PV, which means personal volume. That has a 50% payout, $30. And so you have to add the 30. The hard cost to the company is 30, the commissions plus the 587, so total cost is $35.87. Then there has to be the profit the company makes to keep everything going, so you end up with a $70 wholesale cost. Now, if you'll notice, the retail is even much higher. It's clear up to $91. And of course, where do we get that price from, and where do we get the wholesale price from? Well, we take a look at our competition, and if you take any of the top essential oil companies out there, you always try to come in a little bit underneath them. So if they're selling theirs wholesale at $75 or $80, we want to be at 70. If they're retailing at 98, we want to be at 91. So that's really how a company looks at it. Let's just try to, be a little less than the others, but yet at the same time, look at what happened to that $5.87. Now do you see what we mean by an opportunity-driven product? It's being driven by the opportunity. It's not market-driven, it's opportunity-driven. That means people are out there buying this and selling this because they want to participate in the opportunity, not in the actual value of the product. Now if we take a look now at the difficulties that we have, because they're so high priced, sales are 90% personal consumption, and we're being very generous there, because there were little or no retail sales. Well, obviously there's going to be little or no retail sales, because that's that retail value, that's a really square wheel. So having understood that, let's now take that frankincense and let's set it in this other environment here, the retail side. So remember, now you're going to have two different environments. We just want to take a look at this oil in each environment to see the huge difference. So if you take the pricing model down on the retail side, the new market-friendly environment, notice that the cost is exactly the same, $5.87, but now take a look at wholesale, $16. Well, what's the difference? I mean, 70 versus 16. You'll notice the difference is there's no personal volume involved there. The commissions have been taken out, so you're getting more of a true market-driven product here. Now, in the end, you're able to sell that at $37. Notice that that's more than half, almost a third of what the other individuals are trying to sell this at. So if you can actually sell that product, purchase it at 16 and sell it at 37, now you have a round wheel instead of a square wheel. And we added a couple other things. Well, what if we in the network marketing industry were able to get hold of these round wheels, to get our essential oil here at 16 and 37? Well, now we can actually have a real retail opportunity here, a genuine retail opportunity. And our retail sales will, skyrocket. And not only do we get our opportunity increasing, but we as individuals now get genuine wholesale value. We weren't getting genuine wholesale value at 70 because of the opportunity that was involved, but now we're getting genuine retail value down here in this other environment. Now, having said that, I want you to take a look at what we have on this slide. Now, take a notice that it says new model totally destroys competitors. Now, you could see how it could do that. I mean, 91 versus 37 retail is really knocking the competitors out, but how do we do that? Well, we do it in two ways: by providing far superior products and genuine value from our retail side. Well, what do we mean by that? Well, take a look at the cost. The manufacturing cost in the auto ship side, the opportunity-driven product side, they have to work with margins between $0 to $10, the actual hard cost of a product, in order for it to fit the model, the pricing model up above there. Notice that because our pricing is so much lower, we can actually go after products. We have a range of, say, $0 to $20. So we have twice as much money. And anybody who works in the manufacturing area knows when you start being able to double the amount of money you have to work with, the products just explode as far as the potency, the efficacy, and also the availability of products that have never been in this industry because they were too expensive to put it in it. Well, in this model, look at, we can go after all kinds of products that we wanted to bring in that we couldn't bring in before. So that's how we kill our competition, by giving them superior products and at half the price. So how do we do that? So here's the key to it. If you take a member's self-replicated shopping cart and take a look at it, you'll notice we're going to split the thing in half. In other words, we'll have basically two different little areas there. You'll go into one shopping cart, but there'll be two sections for you to go in. One side is actually already in place, and that's your auto ship side. So we're going to go ahead and stick that in. It's already there. Every company has that. Notice we say it's commission-based. That's what we mean by opportunity-driven. There's your product line. We're going to label these, and we're going to call these your featured products. All of them have commissions in them. Everybody knows how those work, and as a result, they get paid out in these lucrative pay plans. But they get paid out in lucrative pay plans because of the price margins that they have. Why can't we have on auto ship as well as products that aren't marked up? So let's put products over to the left here. Now these are going to be commission free. Now there's going to be a payout, but it's not going to come where you're expecting it. Every product is commission free, so it's going to be purely market driven. Now this is how most products are driven. When you're at Walmart's, Target, Nordstrom's, wherever you go, these products are market driven. It's the market that determines the pricing, and that's what we want to capture here. And we're going to call all the products we put into that environment specialty products. And this is going to give us a genuine retail opportunity. So we're going to have two huge opportunities. We're going to have a genuine retail opportunity on the left and a genuine opportunity, business opportunity on the right. So we're going to have two kinds of products to pull that off. We need to have featured products that actually have commissions in them, and we're going to have specialty products that don't have them in them. So this is really nice when it comes to recruiting. I've always found that when I meet with somebody, you'll find two kinds of individuals: those who are really product-oriented and those who are opportunity-oriented. And normally you'll listen to them for a few minutes, and the minute they seem as though they're going one direction or the other, you'll start emphasizing the products, or you'll start emphasizing the opportunity. Well, this is really great, this model we have here, because somebody who is product oriented is going to love this model, because they were the ones that were out there all excited about the opportunity on the product side, and yet they were the ones that were given the task of trying to sell the square wheels. Well, if we can give these same product oriented people round wheels to sell instead of square wheels, imagine the opportunity they can get. Now, here is a key point. In order to get access to these specialty products, whatever they're going to be, in order to get access to them, you have to be on an auto ship. So everybody is on an auto ship who comes into the company. They choose their products from the right side, and then because they pay in their auto ship, part of the benefit of their monthly auto ship is access to the left side of the retail side here. By retail side, you can obviously retail your opportunity products, but now we're going to give you another set of products to retail as well. Now, it's important to understand that there is going to be some retail profits that roll up to your downline, but they're not in the product itself. They actually are going to come out of the profits of your retail sales. For example, suppose that through this pricing model, you're able to sell $1,000 worth of these products at this great value. What the company will do is it'll take that $1,000 and it'll take, say, 15%. I'm making that number up, but whatever one that company comes up with, it's 15% rolls up. So you'd receive a retail check for $850. Now, up to this point, most people are not getting any kind of retail checks off of their retail sales because there aren't any. Imagine how much money can be made immediately on retail once we have products that actually are market-driven rather than opportunity-driven. So those are the two big points. Number one, you're on an auto ship in order to get access to these products. And number two, at the end of the month, when all the checks are being written out for the retail sales, the company will roll up 15% of those retail sales. But notice they're taken out after the sale, not before it. And that's what keeps it as a market-driven product. The question that we have now, you see the little question mark there, the question we have is what are these products and where do they come from? So we're going to answer that question. Take a look over there to the right now. I've kind of faded out some products. So what a company can do is it can take a look at its products. For example, if you notice, we had like a whole 20, 30 different kinds of products here. Well, what if we were to take 2 product lines out of there, say these products we feel like they would work much better in the retail side where we could mark them down and have them be market driven, and then we save the other ones for the auto ship side. So we completely take them out and we take them over to the retail side. So that's one thing a company can do. It can just look, some companies have 1,000 products. They don't all need to be over there on that opportunity side. They can be placed over here on the retail side here, marked down, get them to their true value. But you keep your most popular products and the ones that everybody wants for an auto ship anyway over on the right, and then you take all the other ones and you just drop the price, take the commissions out, and are able to give the individual the opportunity to go out there and retail them, get genuine wholesale value, and again, a genuine retail opportunity. So that's.
Can I interrupt you just for a moment?
No, go ahead.
It's amazing to me. For one thing, I love analogies, and this is, I just have to stop you right now because this is one of the most profound presentations I have ever seen in this profession. I'm going to call it a profession now rather than an industry, because when we're being professional like you're presenting here and with a new way of thinking, kudos to you. But what I also want to mention that made me stop you is you just gave a big tip to any company that sees this presentation. That's mighty nice of you. I mean, you're essentially saying to them, you got thousands of products out there. Start looking at a few that you can choose and make them into this retail model. And what I love about what you're sharing is that one of the most important aspects, I think, between 2Konnect, our community, and the alignment with EPIC is that it's collaborative. And I think that we have not done that enough, and I'll say it industry now, the network marketing industry, because when we're not doing as well as we could, I call it an industry, and when we're doing better, I call it a profession. So we are elevating what we can do together. So thank you for pointing this out. I mean, I just find it just profound. So
Yeah,
thanks.
we appreciate that, and it is profound when you take a look to the fact that what we're doing is we're giving the industry a new set of wheels. We're getting rid of the square wheels, and we're handing you a round wheel, and that is profound. And when you take a look at the solution's always been there. How come we haven't done this before? And it's just amazing that it hasn't been done. Of course, we are letting the cat out of the bag by showing everybody how to do it, but we want to help this industry out as much as we can. It's got so much potential. Like I say, it's a $100 billion industry. Imagine what it could be if, with this model here. So that's why we just want to get out front here and lead the way, show people how to do it, and everybody's going to eventually have to go to this model, because how could you compete if you didn't?
Exactly.
Many of it. So this is one way of a company, say ourselves, Epic Global. We'll take a look at our product line. We'll say, okay, which products fit best in which category. Now remember, when you go into your store, you're going to have both categories there. But when I visit my family and friends, I'm going to take them. I'm going to begin them over here in the retail area. I want to share value with my family and friends. And then when they see the retail price is, say, $37 instead of $90, and then when they find out I'm getting it for $16, it's a great way. They're going to want that $16 price too, and so they'll become a member, and that's how you build your business. So it's a great introduction. You're introducing your family and friends to value first, and if they want even more value, then they want to become a part of your organization. So you kind of lead the way in a real positive, value-oriented way. You're just like every other traditional retailer out there. You're selling value, and then of course, if they want even more, then they can jump in the opportunity. And where can you go and get both value and a commission check? And you can't. Now you can.
Yeah. I mean, you can shop at some of these stores you mentioned, the Target, the Nordstroms, but we don't make anything by doing that. We just make the people who own those, a lot more. So
Exactly.
it gives us a way to not only have value, but to also participate in the rewards, and I love that.
Yeah, up to now you had to kind of choose. You had to choose, if I want value, I'll go to Walmart's or Target, but if I want opportunity, I go to network marketing. You could never get both of them. And you had to kind of choose and pick your poison or pick your reward, whatever it is you're looking for. And we're just saying, no, you can have them both. You can have value and opportunity, and this is going to shake up both industries, not just network marketing, but now what are the retailer people are going to do once they find out we're giving out checks? I mean, it'd be like going into Sam's Club. Everybody pays a monthly or a yearly fee there, but nobody's getting any commission checks for that yearly fee. Well, what if you were? What if everybody walking around Sam's Club was in your organization? And that's what we're setting up here. Now, we mentioned one way of getting products to the left side is just to take a look at your own product, whatever it is that you're offering, your product offering. Divide the products up, determine basically based on which one do you think fits in which environment. That's one way. Now there's another way, which is equally exciting, and that is you can target your competitors' top-selling products. Now the reason we say this is that remember, all of our competition out there is actually out there selling square wheels. If we can take their square wheel and make our own version of it and put it over here on the retail side, you now have our own L-arginine, for example, which is twice as effective because we're working with much higher margins, the $0 to $20 range instead of a 0 to 10, and we can cut the price by a half or 2/3. Now, how are they going to compete? They can't. Now, imagine doing that not just with one product, but imagine doing that with as many products as we can or as we'd like to. So you can actually target all major top-selling products because a lot of people are still getting products in 5 or 6 different companies. They may have left the company, but they still are purchasing the products because they love them so much. Why not go ahead and produce the same kind of products, whether it's skincare or whether it's protein drinks, whatever it happens to be, and make available in our retail side, the market-friendly side, the value side, these same exact products and put them over there. So we'd have our regular auto ship offering, and then on the left side, we just keep adding more and more products. It gives you more of an opportunity. For example, if say you had already built in another organization, another company, L-arginine, and you had a huge downline. You wanted to bring the people to this new company here. Well, now look what you're able to do. Better product, not only a better product, but half the price, and you're still getting just the biggest checks because you have the auto ship side. So that can be done with anything, whether it happens to be skincare, as I mentioned, or any of the pills and powders that are out there. We can undercut their pricing, give better product at half the price. So this is kind of a little review here just to take a look at. I wanted to emphasize something once again, and that is that all these great products that we're going to be bringing in and showing you here on the left side, the only way you're going to get access to that great value is to be on auto ship. That protects the integrity of the opportunity side. So by protecting the opportunity side, you'll notice that there'll be a handful of auto ship products that you can get on auto ship with, but the majority of the products will be over to the left. They'll be over here, and we want to offer as many products at market value that we possibly can, giving everybody the opportunity. If I want to go just push oils, I can go push the oils. If I want to do skincare, I can push skincare, etc. You can kind of pick which retail market you would want it to push. All right. Secondly,
a huge network marketing mall. I mean, you think about it. If I go to the mall, there's a lot of different shoe stores. I might want tennis shoes one day and heels the next. If I can come in your store and get the heels and the tennis shoes at the great price, how cool is that?
Yeah, and you can see how this can expand out even into things that aren't traditionally in the network marketing. But what we wanted to do was focus on the market itself first, because everybody has built their businesses around these particular kinds of products, and we wanted to give a home to everybody here and let them come in here and kind of pick the product category they wanted to push, and at its real market-driven value. But you're right, it can go way beyond these traditional pills and powders and the products that the network marketing industry has had. But the two things I wanted to emphasize is, number one, to get access to that, everybody will be on an auto ship. And then number two, at the end of the month, when you've sold all these products at this great price, then we're going to be able to shoot up some commissions based off the profits that you made. And what's really unique about that is that we're taking out the commissions after, not before the product is sold, which would affect its price, but after it's sold, so that you can sell 10 to 100 times more.
So I really can now buy the skin product because it's affordable, it's good, it makes sense. Let's face it, if I were a person not in a skincare company, did I go and buy somebody's skincare products? Sometimes that wouldn't be true, because you're trying to budget and all, and you go where you want to feel like you're getting the best value. And now we're bringing that value into Epic. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. And the thing is, now you see why the industry is all personal consumption. Nobody can afford skincare products at that price. I mean, or oils at $70 when they should be getting them at half that or a third of that, or wholesale at $16. I mean, so it's a huge game-changing play here that we're doing here, and this is going to revolutionize the industry, as we've stated. And I already tell you're excited about it. I'm excited about it. We've been excited about this for quite a while. Now we've been sitting on this, trying to get ready to roll it out, and now we're in the opportunity now to do this. So this is going to, like I say, revolutionize this industry. Everybody's going to have to eventually adopt this model, or they'll be out of business. I mean, because if we start putting round wheels on our vehicle, everybody else is out there with square wheels, they're not going to be able to compete. Now, so here again, concluding with this new retail model, the number one solution, one of the two, was to create a new retail model with two complementary environments. Up to now, we've only had one, and we've been missing the market-driven product environment. Now we have that as well, and so that's what we wanted to emphasize there. So now, with that having been said, we're going to shift to a new auto ship model, the second half, the second part of our twofold solution. So we're done with the retail for a while, but we're going to talk about the new auto ship model, because it too needs a revision here. Now I'm just going to read this where it says, a member-based qualification purchases which load up members' garage with products but do little to build members' business. What we're talking about here is auto ships. They're member-based qualification purchases. You're purchasing them in order to qualify. You're not purchasing them necessarily for its value, but you're purchasing it because of the opportunity. And as a result, you're getting so much of that. Next thing you know, if you with your enrollment packages, your monthly auto ships, everybody complains about this. It's throughout the industry. You end up with a garage full of products which you can't afford to sell because of the pricing on it.
That's why there's so many storage units.
Exactly. And so this is telling us something. There's something wrong with that model. We shouldn't be ending up. First of all, the pricing was way off. Well, we already handled that problem. Well, now what are we going to do with the auto ship model? Because everybody's getting these auto ship products. Remember, you have to stay on an auto ship to get the retail. Well, what are we going to do about the auto ship? We don't want this scenario to keep playing itself out here. And so we're going to do something about it. The question is, what do we do there? So this is our second innovation. And the idea here is to create a new auto ship model with two complementary programs, simultaneous programs, so that you can kind of choose between the two. One of the programs is already in place. That's the existing auto ship program. Everybody's well aware of this, and this is the products that have the commissions in them. It's the reason why we have so much personal consumption, is because there is no retail opportunity. But we're going to have these kind of products. So how do we handle them when we start loading up on them as well? Well, the new innovation that we're introducing is what we're going to call our Global Friendship Program. This has never been done before. Everybody has had samples before, but they've never made them part of their auto ship program in the sense that they can actually drive and use their auto ships to drive and build their business rather than just to consume the product. So now you notice we call it friendship program. It's a little play on the words there. Rather than an auto ship, it's going to be a friendship model, because what we want to do is we want to get these products out. Instead of personally consuming them and filling my garage full, I'd rather have all my family and friends and people I don't know trying these products. Particularly if I'm pushing my retail side, I want them to see the great, not just the great product line I have, but the great pricing that I have. So the member may replace their enrollment purchase and or monthly auto ship with sample packs. So this has two effects. Number one, when you enroll, why do I have to buy a big box of products? Well, the company wants you to try them all and be able to show them off to everybody. Well, with electronics today, I can show them all off all day long on my computer, but as far as the tasting goes, etc., that's how we end up with our big garage full. Well, what if I'd rather be able to shoot these out to everybody? The same thing with the monthly auto ship. I'd rather be able to get my auto ship out to as many people as possible. If I'm really in love with any of my products, I'm going to be purchasing them anyway. Outside of that, I want to be building my business, and I want my auto ship to be able to build that business. So that's what this program is going to do. So we're going to explain how that works. Now, the main thing is, you'll notice that just came up here, that regardless of what you do, whether you purchase your auto ship for personal consumption or whether you purchase it to participate in this friendship model, either way, it's going to qualify you for your enrollment, and it's going to qualify you for your monthly auto ship. So that's a big breakthrough. Now, this is how it's going to work. What we want to do is we want to come up and create what we call a social nebula. In other words, you put our auto ship to work and let it expand out there and get out there in the among our family and friends and their family and friends and their family and friends. And so we're trying to make this as simple as possible. We're saying it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. So here's how it works. Number one, we make a list of 5 or more friends. And number 2, you place those names, mail in and email addresses of these friends into our Global Friendship Program. Remember, this is your auto ship. So instead of having a product sent to your home, what you will do is you'll go in there, you'll purchase the auto ship, this little sample program. 5 samples are going to go out, so you want to make a list of 5 people, put their names, and we need their email addresses because there's going to be a follow-up program here. We're going to be tracking all this that's going on. You just press send to ship the packets, and then you repeat the process as often as you like. Now, normally you could do that every single month, but if as this program, you see the power of it, you're going to want to do it more often than once a month. But for now, let's suppose that happened each and every month.
I just sent out my first packets. I was excited about that. Sent
Yes.
some internationally and some in the U.S. and Canada.
Exactly. Now, what this does for us is, you'll see to the right there, this little packet goes out, and you'll notice that you'll be able to go in there and you'll type in your 5 friends. Now, obviously, you can put in 10, 15, 20, and buy as many of these packets. There's different sizes you can buy. So you can buy as many as you want, send out to as many as you want. but it's there. It's going to be all automatic, and there's got several things that's going to happen. First, we're going to mail it. The company, corporate's going to mail it. Free global shipping, so the price is included in the packet price. So there's no hidden cost. Secondly, we're going to personalize each packet. Your name's going to be on the letterhead. So it's going to be shout out to the individual. It's going to be personally coming from you. It's going to be a gift from you, and these individuals will receive it. It's a really friendly way to share the business with them because you're not there, putting any pressure on them to join the company. You just want them to try the product. And now that the pricing is going to complement this, just imagine how powerful these packets are going to be. Thirdly, we follow up. When I say we, I mean corporate follows up. We have an email and video campaign that's going to follow these packets at wherever they go. And then finally, we track, and then there's a response and reports that you'll be able to go in online and be able to see where your packets are, what happened. So I'm going to pull up another little slide here to show you how this automated system works. So it's like a little conveyor belt. So everybody that goes through this system here are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and shoot out the end, and hopefully that end is you're joining your organization. So first off, you send out a sample. So we're going to take just one sample, one individual. As soon as that sample is sent out, remember this is your auto ship going to work for you, so that's what's exciting about it. This isn't something on top of your auto ship. This is your auto ship. Oh. So there you have a packet going out. Imagine there's 4 or 5 others out there too. As soon as that packet goes out, we're going to be able to track it. So you see that little computer that comes up there. There's 30, 40 names on there. You might have 40 packets out there. You just click on the individual that you want to see, and it's going to tell you when that packet was delivered. And based on that delivery, we are going to turn around and we're going to be able to say, okay, they've had it for 2 days or a day, whatever the timing is. We're going to shoot a follow-up email. For example, in our samples, we have introducing a new sample, which is the Relax, Epic Essentials Relax. It's a very powerful product. So if they received a sample of Relax, wouldn't it make sense for us to shoot out an email a few days later, not pushing them on the business end, but pushing them on the product end? Hey, try this product. Have you tried it? Here's a little video. Once they've seen the video, they'll be excited about the product. And hey, you know what? I should have opened that. I should have tried that one there. Well, if they do click that on, guess what? Our computer is going to let you know that they clicked on the video. It's going to let you know how long they were on the video. So you're going to know exactly how much attention they gave to that particular product. Having said that, you probably know now that they probably have tried this. So at any time, you can always contact these individuals, and we're always trying to, in our email campaign, to get them to, join your organization. Well, then thirdly, after another day or two, we send another follow-up email. Now, whether this is another product email, for example, for the everyday essentials, or whether it's a promo for the company, a second email is going to go out. And again, that one will be tracked, and you'll know whether they clicked on it. And as you're watching the response of this individual, you're seeing that there's more and more and more of an interest. So you're kind of being able to gauge how to approach that individual. And then finally, there's a fourth one. Now, this could be, if the moment's right, an opportunity now. They know about the product, and they really do want to know about the opportunity. Well, that could come automatically as well, and that's tracked, and we know exactly what they're doing. Now, this is all going to happen automatically. So all you do is put your 5 names in. It's your auto ship. Bam, out it goes. Along the conveyor belt it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. It follows this particular system here. You notice it says there's an embedded QR code, so they're going to have direct access to your website and to you. Now imagine that happening with all your individuals each and every single month. So we think it's very powerful. But what happens when you're out of names? What happens when you've sent this out to all your family and friends? Well, along with this program, we were going to be introducing what we call our social program. And what this does is it takes advantage of the social media that's out there. There's all kinds of things that we can do. There's no reason why we have to be hamstrung like they were in the old days. Well, we let the professionals take over. What we're really after in all this is I want to know as many names as possible of people who want samples. If I can get 100 or 1,000 of those names, imagine me being able to send out those sample packets to as many. You know, a qualified lead can be very, very expensive. They could be, $4, $5, $6. Imagine what these leads are worth. Somebody who actually has been given a little bit of advertising. They've responded, yes, I want a sample. Well, this little program here is one way of doing that and managing it. It's called a personal lead generating and management system. And what it's going to do, it'll excite everybody. It's not one of those programs that we say, okay, now we need another, on top of your auto ship, we need another 40 or 50 bucks. This comes with your auto ship. It's free. And in addition to that, there's be some training. There's a training academy. There's no charge for that. So again, we're trying to keep this so that you don't get all these hidden costs. We just want you to succeed. We want you to retail. We want you to get these sample packs out to as many people as possible. We want you to build the business. You do that. This system is there to basically fill your pipeline for you. And it happens all automatically by just participating and understanding, learning how it operates. A lot of really cool features you'll find out about it. It has capture pages. You choose between them. What do you want these people to see? They call them high-impact lead capture pages, catch their attention. We want them to watch it, so you can get to choose among those. They have the lead manager. What it does is when the people come through and they do say they want a packet, it's going to put those in front of you, be able to see who they are. They can start clicking on them to see if you want to pull them over into the friendship program. And of course, the viral videos. They're going to go to your friends, and if they say they like it, it's going to go to their friends. It's going to go, and it's just going to go viral on the internet. So it's a real nice program. Now, to show you the power of this friendship program, notice that we've taken the same girl that was in that garage with that garage full of products. And she did not know what she was going to do with it. Well, now we've shifted her away from personal consumption over to letting the auto ship go to work for her. So what she does is she sends out 5 packets, and then in addition she gets 5 of her own members to do the same thing. And those 5 members in her organization, they get 5 to do the same thing. And of course, as you can see, what's happening here is this is what we call creating our own social nebula. But this isn't just a social nebula where you know people. These are individuals who are going to be receiving or getting the sample packs in your organization. And if we were to continue this, you'd see eventually there'd just be a complete blackout with this program here. Anyway, so I could keep going, but I think you get the point. Now, what we want to emphasize is look at the difference between these two programs. The traditional way, personal consumption on the right, the auto ship side, versus this new friendship program, this friendship side. I'd much rather be in the situation on the left than the one on the right.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's why we basically said this is the second part of our solution, because we want everybody not only to get access to these products, but we want them to get access to them at on a value basis, market-driven products.
Yeah, that's just fantastic.
Yeah, so this is exciting. So this is kind of a reminder of what we were setting out to do. We wanted to create a new auto ship model with 2 complementary programs. So this is kind of a review. Notice on the left we have the existing auto ship program. On the right, the new program. Remember, you get to choose. You can buy all the products you want for personal consumption. But if you want the auto ship to go to work for you, then go ahead and participate in the Global Friendship Program. And again, remember, this qualifies you either way. All right, so now we're going to kind of pull these 2 ideas together. So we say that's 2 new innovations. This is something the industry has not had or not experienced before now. And so we put them side by side. On the top, we have our new retail model, and on the bottom, we have our new friendship model. And you notice that what we're doing in each instance is we're getting rid of those square wheels. They're hard to sell and they're hard to ride. So why is it so hard? Because we haven't brought these innovations about. Well, they're here today, and so that's what we want to take advantage. So the main message in this particular presentation is that this industry needs a new set of wheels, not square wheels. We need round wheels. We don't care how many accessories. We don't need any more bells. We don't need any more whistles. We don't need any more, baskets or add a second seat. We want wheels so we can actually build our business. On this slide, what we want to emphasize as we come near to the end here is the fact that from our perspective, we want to center everything around the Global Friendship Program. I don't care whether you're opportunity-driven or market-driven, regardless of what it is, the Global Friendship Program is what should drive your business. So if it's on the retail side, Get those samples from the retail sides out to as many people as you can. Let them see the great prices, particularly people who are in this industry who are paying overpriced for, say, the oils. Man, wouldn't you want to get some samples of the oils to them? Let them see what your price is. Let them test the quality of it. On the other hand, the same thing goes for the auto ship side. There's going to be products over there that you're going to want to share as well. So it's up to you to decide how you want to use the friendship program, but it's conducive to both sides. Doesn't matter whether it's the retail side or the auto ship side. Pick the kind of products that you want, and off they go to your family and friends, and or through this Social Pro program to who knows how many. So what we have at the bottom down.
Here's the thing about that. Let me just pop up for a minute. I want everybody who's listening to this to think how powerful this is about the samples. I know that I love going to stores all the time where I can sample foods. Now, they don't make me take that, but I'll guarantee you, if I like it, it's going in my basket, or it's going in my buggy, as we say in the South. So I'm going to be going home with that, and nobody's twisting my arm. I just get to make my choice. But by sampling something, it's a very, very powerful model that you're putting into our hands. So that's great.
And not only is it powerful from that sense of being able to put a sample in front of them, but then when they see the pricing's right as well, that's what's exciting when you're at some of these different outlets where they let you taste it. I mean, your taste would turn sour if all of a sudden you found the price of the products were way overpriced. So it's the combination of getting a really good tasting product as well as getting the right pricing, and that's what we're trying to, we're trying to regenerate this entire industry by doing that. Now, at the bottom, you notice what we're going to try to make a summation of this by saying what we're doing is we're offering you a genuine retail opportunity for the first time, and we're going to add to that a powerful business building system, and of course we already have in place the lucrative pay plans. It was just the two first elements that we were missing, and so our checks were never what we wanted them to do because we were missing the first two elements. Well, now we have all three, and another way of looking at that is that for the first time we now have value and opportunity in the same industry. No one has done that before, and that's why we have that little success button going up. Mm-hmm. Well, if we have value and opportunity, we want that message out there. And what better way to achieve success and get that message out there than through this sampling program, through this global friendship program. So we're pretty excited about the fact that we're able to bring these three elements together and kind of guarantee the success, because every value-oriented market out there is succeeding. I mean, the reason why there are so many Walmarts and so many Targets, etc., is because of value. Well, now we're going to have it as well, and so our success arrow can go up.
Well, I know I've got a great team with George Goutos and our Greek team, and they are just really excited about this. And I think it's going to give them a tremendous opportunity to offer this value and to grow, because you know, Greece has been hard hit by the economic crisis. And yet, we know that in any economic crisis, people are looking for that value, and they're looking for an opportunity. You combine those two, and we've really got something here with our 2Konnect community coming in together with you on this.
Well, we just showed you how we're doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a review. What we like to do is go back to where we started, because we've come a long ways here just in these few minutes. And if you take a look at where we started, look at what we've been doing. No wonder it's so hard. You know, and we all, despite our best efforts, we just keep chugging along, because this industry, the reason it's a $100 billion industry is because we need it. We need that business opportunity. Square wheels or not, we need it. Mm-hmm. Well, why don't we take advantage of the opportunity that we have here to fix the industry from within? The solution's already been there. You know, so we didn't do anything. We didn't bring another company in. We just changed it from within. We just got rid of the square wheels and put the round wheels on. So if you think about that model there and think about what we're doing, imagine what's going to happen. It's not going to be so difficult to succeed in this industry anymore. And the reason why it's not going to be difficult is because we're going to give you round wheels to work with instead of square wheels. I mean, that is really revolutionary. Mm-hmm. And then finally, you as a distributor, you need to know that we're not going to be going back to the failed solutions in the past. What we've always needed, what we need today, is we need a new set of wheels. What are those wheels? A new retail model and a new auto ship model. You've now seen what they are. You've seen what the solution is. Now let's take advantage of it. And again, I don't think anybody's even going to know what the old model was like another 5, 10 years from now, because everybody will be doing this, and we get to lead the way.
And you know what's great? 2Konnect and Epic are both visionary types of organizations. And this is why I think we have a good partnership, the collaboration between the two. I mean, in the past, how many companies were saying that they were willing to be a part of an organization where you already know that we're aligning with multiple companies? And so as we envision the future, I think we are really, we're paving a path here of something that's new. And with the round wheels that you're offering here, it's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
If you imagine the old days when they had the horse and buggy, I'm sure when they showed up with the automobile, the people with the horse and buggies didn't like the idea, but where are the horse and buggies today? And the same thing's true if you take a look at the typewriters. Where are those today? IBM had the real nice electric typewriters, and now we're all on computers, and the phone's the same way. Look at the phone. I mean, every single year new models come out. Why? Because it's market driven. Yep. Now this industry, you think this is just the tip of the iceberg, because once we become value oriented as well, once we become market driven, the innovations will skyrocket. So we're really excited about introducing these two innovations to the industry. We know it's a game-changing innovations. We know people are going to copy it, but you know what? A lot of people are so stuck in their old ways. They always talk about the wave and that kind of thing, but we get to lead the way. We get to set the standard, and we get to basically have all of our individuals participate right from the get-go. And so we're pretty excited. This is really the end of this particular presentation, so I can actually end it here, and we can go back to you, Brent.
Yeah, hey, Dave, I appreciate it very, very much so. I hope that each of you watch this, understand Epic, the direction that we're headed, what we're doing to change the industry as a whole, making it very social friendly, making the presentation of following up with your new contacts that you're making is now simple. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. It becomes an easy process. If you can imagine, as Dottie was mentioning, as you go through a supermarket and you can try a free sample of a product, how easy is it for you to pick that up in the shopping aisle and purchase that item? Now picture yourself to your new prospect who already has a sample of the products that have been going out. They'll get one of these, be able to get receive a letter directly from you and to that prospect saying, "Dear so-and-so, I was thinking of you. Here's a new product I want you to try." And when you do your follow-up call with them, how much easier is it to say, "Hey, how did you like that product? What did you think? Would you like to buy some? Or there's an opportunity behind it." It becomes a completely different follow-up for you. It makes it a lot easier of a contact and a follow-up. We think we'll see much better success for our distributors in the force and in the field working so hard. That becomes a lot easier. As well as now that every dollar that you're spending upon your enrollment pack can all be the sample packs, the friendship program, as well as your auto ship. Every dollar that you're spending now doesn't have to go to garage qualifying products, but it goes to business building products, and it changes your whole mindset where now suddenly every dollar that you're spending is building your business. It makes it a lot of fun. And you combine it with our Social Pro program, you'll see leads coming in through social media and other sorts of contacts that you can put in there, and we'll teach you through that process. But you'll have leads coming in where you can just select and say, "Yeah, I want my friendship program to go to these people here." It's an exciting thing. We're looking at paving new ways in the industry and changing the way it's done. So thank you, Dave. We appreciate you giving us that presentation. We'll do another one on the compensation plan and how that will flow and how the compensation plan will really impact your business. But from this one, this is epic. This is who we are. This is what we are about. We're so excited to team up with 2Konnect and be driving really forethought and leaders in the industry and really changing it into something where you're not ashamed of, but you're proud of being associated with. We are all professionals, and we're changing the industry so that it moves it out from the 1950s model into a modern model that changes all the changes the way we look at the business, where we can be proud to be associated with it. David mentioned that this is a $100 billion industry. What $100 billion industry are you kind of ducking your head saying, yeah, I'm involved with it? You can stand up proud because we actually add value. And we show you, you don't have to teach value. There be no longer week-long seminars where you have to go and learn how to sell an hyperinflated product.
Yeah, that's
It
correct.
makes it simple to understand now. Simple and easy to share, simple and easy to tell people about. And we're really excited about that. Hope you learned a lot. And Dottie, back to you.
Hey, thank you very much, Brent and Dave. So here's the thing I want people to just kind of think about. Ponder what you've just heard and go into your 2Konnect back office and go into the library, and you can click on Epic and you can look at the comp plan. There's a bird's eye view, and then there's a more detailed, I think it's 31 pages if you want to get into that. And we know we're all different types of personalities, you know, and one person's going to see the bird's eye view, and that's going to be perfect for them. But the bottom line is there's 3 opportunities that we feel like you need to look at as 2Konnect coming in and making a choice. And the first one is the connector package, and the second one is the champion, and the third one is the mentor. And it kind of is based on what you're able to do right now in terms of looking at those various programs, where you want to be, what you want to accomplish. You know, there's some different levels involved as far as the compensation in those, and we've covered that in some other ones, and we're going to do another hangout and really drill it down on the comp plan. But right now, we just want you to understand that 2Konnect together, aligning with Epic, is literally doing something epic. What a perfect name for what we're doing, guys. This is what I love. So we want to just thank everybody who's on here watching now or watching this later. Please get back with the person who invited you and come into 2Konnect. That's what we're doing as our 2Konnect community. We're building our one team, one time, and we are aligning with fantastic companies like Epic. So Brent and Dave, again, thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next Hangout where we'll cover the comp plan.
Thank you.
Okay, bye for now.